Just being joined by Lewis Kinsella. We'll get going in a couple of minutes, listeners. We'll just let him get comfortable. And we await the teams here at Grosvenor Vale. Got some nicer headphones than we had for you before, mate. Just be doing a couple of updates to radio through the evening, not too much. They're doing a podcast or something, so. Snow winning 6. Good evening to Ray Anstey in India. It's midnight, in fact, in India. I can't even pronounce that, Ray. Bhubaneswar in India. A very hot day, reaching 42 degrees. He's now in his air-conditioned hotel room waiting for the match to start. Hope you stay awake. Or I hope I stay awake, he said. We hope you stay awake as well. Right, the teams are out. Let's get ourselves going. I'm delighted to say that alongside me is a familiar, a familiar face to me and a familiar voice to our listeners. Lewis Kinsella, good evening to you, Kins. How you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Pleasure to be sat next to you and doing the game and seeing some old friends and old fans.
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it? And before we go any further, Kins, a massive thank you on behalf of Aldershot Town and the Supporters Club. I understand they've been auctioning a Kinsella shirt. Just tell us a little bit about that. What did it get to in the end? And you've done something tonight regarding that, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it went for £504. If there's anything I can do to help the club, I will. It's a club that's close to my heart. And I spoke to Time Lord earlier, signed the picture frame. I think that's going into a raffle or something like that. But yeah, anything that I can help going forward it'll mean a lot to me.
Fantastic. Just quickly, Kins, it's been a frustrating season for you. One way or another, things haven't quite worked out, have they? But good to see you this evening, and I don't know what you want to say about that on air, really.
Yeah, no, obviously the transition from going full-time to part-time has been really tough. Was out 2 months with concussion, had brain scans, they thought I had a bleed on the brain, so my health was way more important than to play football. I've got a job at Arsenal, which hopefully I'll be going into a more full-time role soon, so the part-time football really suits me, but also a team that plays really, really good football, and a team that I've enjoyed playing when I've played for them.
Fantastic, that's really good. You know, in a difficult season, some really good news brewing there, and sometimes in life it's getting jobs at the right time when somebody's on the up. Well, Arsenal are definitely on the up. They are very close, of course, to that Premier League title. A very big game coming up against Man City. But in our own little world, our own little corner of the world, the National League, we've got a big game here in front of us tonight. Kins and I are sat almost on the halfway line in the stand here alongside Grosvenor Vale. The shots are in their yellow away kit with black trim. Wealdstone in the home kit of blue shirts, white shorts and white socks. And Aldershot will be kicking, I guess you would say, down the slope, is that right? It's not completely straight, the slope, is it?
No, there's a bit of a slope.
Yeah, and Aldershot have the kick-off. It bounces over the head of, I think it might have been Charlie Barker, that's it, yeah. Can you just confirm, Kin, as far as you know, Wealdstone playing 3 centre-backs and wing-backs?
I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, we'll keep an eye on.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as we go. So I think it'll be Obiero on the right and Claydon on the left.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, with Barker, Cook and Habergam in the middle. Houses in goal, the England C goalkeeper. Sonny Low Everton and Lewis Simper in midfield with Obiero and Corey Andrews, a familiar name, to the shots up top. Here's good work from Jack Barham, winning the ball back there in midfield. Tries to turn it up the line, but that one doesn't quite get it right. Good work to win it back from Barham, and that little snapshot there, Kins, is a good example of what he's done, particularly in the last 2 or 3 games. He's been tirelessly working, just snapping away at the heels of defenders, trying to press them into trouble, and he's got his first shots goal. Tavon Campbell's got a couple now, and you know what it's like with strikers. The minute they get those first goals, they suddenly grow in stature. They get a yard of pace, and strength, everything, don't they? That's how it is.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see that with us. We've had a couple of different goal scorers, but once you get a run of goals, it really helps.
Right, Wealdstone have got it on the right-hand side, but the ball's been plucked back by Ryan Glover, who plays it back to Luca Ashby-Hammond. His ball forward is touched out to the left by Barham. Willard's quickly on to control from him. Holds it up. He's got an overlapping run from Miles Kenlock. He's going to try a shot from distance, and there's a little bit too much adrenaline on that one. It almost disappears into the changing rooms. But the first shot of the night, nevertheless, comes in the second minute from Tommy Willard. Interesting one for Tommy. I don't know if you watched from afar. Obviously, started to get a few goals for the shot. Scored 4 games running. Picked up a little injury and then struggled to get back in. And he's been out to Farnborough on loan. Plenty of game time, and I think that's one of the things sometimes these days in football, isn't it? When you've been out on loan, and I know it was the intention as well for you when you went to Gosport, get some games under your belt, come back and hit the ground running, isn't it?
Yeah, Tommy's a player that done really well for us when I was there. He has energy, and I think he'll be a good addition to Aldershot for the last 3 games of the season, and hopefully, I don't know if he's contracted next year, but hopefully he can do enough to prove himself next year.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, and I can't quite recall. If any listeners are aware of that, just let us know. Here's Tyler Cordner, an absolute shoe-in Kins for the Aldershot Town Player of the Season. A good friend of mine who does know a bit about football, when we signed Tyler Cordner, said you might as well have signed a bag of spanners. How wrong he was. England C call-up, England C captain, 8 goals, an absolute rock at the back, and he's really come of age, hasn't he, after some difficult times in his early days in football up at Scunthorpe, etc.
Yeah, everything's about opportunity. I think he's been given an opportunity in a manager at the start of the season that knows him and trusts him, and he's shown how good he is. And I don't think Aldershot fans want to hear this, but I think there'll be a lot of league clubs interested in him. I
think so. I think 1 or 2 were in January, but he's very happy at Aldershot, and the deals and the moves weren't quite right. A lot of people think that EFL is the promised land, and I tell you what, financially it isn't. In League 2 and League 1, I mean, Kins knows that. There's a ball down the left, it's going to run out up there. But, you know, some of the players in League 1 and League 2 aren't on that much more than the National League players, are they?
No, I know that from the summer that I've had, and it's tough because you've got to take an opportunity, but you've also got to be able to be in a position to look after your family as well. So picking the right club is massive.
That's Lewis Kinsella alongside myself, Rob Worrell, here at Grosvenor Vale, where we are in the 4th minute, and it's Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0. Another amusing story about tonight is sat about 10 feet away to my left, Chris Woods. He won't hide it. He's the Wealdstone media manager, and he's an Aldershot Town fan, so he'll be hoping for the obligatory 2-2 or 3-2. I'm not going to ask you. I don't think it's fair. You're a Wealdstone player. I think the most important thing to say, you've already said, this is a club dear to your heart.
Yeah, definitely. I had 5 or 4.5 brilliant years there. I know we fought and was one at...
Oh, Jeff, thanks for breaking off. Yeah, Barham down the right-hand side. Plays the ball in to Willard. Try and get the ball out of his feet, and he feeds Partington, who just squares it to McCoyd. And Cordner's left the back line. He's to the edge of the penalty area. Tries a little left-footed ball in. It's easily headed away by Jack Cook. And he finds a Wealdstone player. And that will be a straight foot race between Corey Andrews and Haji Minoga. What a player he is, Kins. In on loan from Portsmouth. And I don't want to give him the commentator's curse by saying this, but he's one of those players, when you see him at this level, you think you know that he is playing, he should be playing at a high level, and he's from a high level club.
Yeah, I think I come across... Did he go to Bromley on loan at some point?
I
played against him before, I'm sure.
Yes, he was definitely on loan at another National League club, and I don't have the facts in front of me. There's Obiero coming forward, dispossessed. Cordner will send it down the line, but not for the first time in these opening minutes. Shots just not getting the weight of pass right on this slope. Anything slightly overhit will just run away to the boundary, as it were.
Yeah, we try and stay in the half that we're in as much as we can, and then really attack teams down the slope in the second half.
We're going to keep our eye on the other results in the National League tonight. Good evening, Lindsay Morrish in Tenerife as well. And talking to the Morrishes, Becky's just messaged me, and Becky's already a big Aldershot Town fan, but I happen to know she's an Arsenal fan as well, and she's just basically said, I couldn't love Kins anymore, now he's got a job at Arsenal. Fantastic. So Ball's in touch. Where's the throw going? Our referee, by the way, is Ajibola, who has refereed 13 games in the National League, 48 yellows, 2 reds. He's refereed Aldershot twice this season. They both resulted in 2 undefeats, but they were both at the EBB, so we won't take that as an omen. Let's hope not anyway for the shots. Wealdstone have the ball inside their area. One of the most common things you hear at this time of year, Kins, is that teams and players like Wealdstone in 12th position, not going up, not going down. I bet it really annoys you as a footballer. They go, oh yeah, they're on the beach already. There's always so much to play for, not to mention the fact that most players who play professional sport or semi-professional sport, they're very competitive. Nobody ever wants to go out and not try or not win, do they?
No, exactly. I think you've got players here that are young at Wealdstone that want to play in the Football League. You've got players that are trying to earn contracts that haven't played as many games. You've got one player that used to play for Woking, but he obviously wants to win for a certain reason. You've got well, 2 people that play for Woking.
I was going to say, Kretschmar's not in.
Well, Sam Howell's the keeper and Jack Cook. But yeah, there's loads of different reasons why people want to perform.
That's right. I'm having a moment here, or I thought Kretschmar was here as well. He is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's injured.
Right, he's injured. So that's a 3rd Woking player, but not involved in the lineup.
That was a difficult conversation in the summer.
I bet it was. For those of you who've got good memories. But it's always been good, largely healthy banter between Mr. Kinsella alongside me and Woking.
Yeah, no, to be fair, me and Max have become quite close mates, and we're very similar people.
That's right. Takes one to know one and all that, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll not use the word. That's why I always thought you'd get on well with Jeff King as well, Kins, but I don't.
No, definitely not.
Oh, I miss those little tussles with him on the right and you on the left. They were great fun. It was a game within a game, that was. Anyway, we move on. In possession now is Obiero, out to the right-hand side, where it's actually missed by Simper, but thankfully he's got a colleague there on hand. Jack Cook's getting well forward. Simper plays it out to the right again to Obiero. Wealdstone, I mentioned that they're in 12th. Fantastic season, really, for a part-time club. Just fizzled out a little bit in recent weeks. It's no win in 6, 1 draw in that run. But these runs, they're happening all over, aren't they? Southend lost 7 on the trot and they're 3 points from the playoffs. And then you've got your Dawkins, your Gatesheads, etc., who are flying with sort of 5 or 6 wins, on the trot. Crazy. Here's Wealdstone on the edge of the final third now. Pinged out to the left-hand side. I think that's Claydon. I don't recognise him, but yeah, Claydon inside. Another across to the far post and an acrobatic leap, but no real contact from Olamola. Well, there must have been some because it's gone behind for a goal kick. But yeah, I mean, these runs when you suddenly can't win a game in 6 or 7, is it just, look, Notts County and Wrexham aside, every game's winnable one side or the other, isn't it? All ball forward. Is he offside there, Campbell? He's not given us offside. He takes it clean out of the air from Ashby Hammond's goal kick and volleys over the stand away to our left. Interesting one, isn't it? I don't think the flag was going to go up, was it? So that has to count as an opportunity missed by Tarvin Campbell to get his 3rd goal in 3 games. Brilliant bit of control, wasn't it?
Yeah, an excellent kick as well. I think he reached the 18-yard box.
It's huge, yeah. He does have a big kick on him, Ashby Hammond. Frustrated a bit at times this year because he comes with a reputation of really good distribution, and sometimes it is very, very good, and other days it's sadly lacking. Ball over the top from Wealdstone is picked up by Sonny Bluelow Everton. They get to the byline, and the cross is, well, I thought it was cut out possibly for a corner, but no, just gone straight out, and it'll be a goal kick to the Shots. We're keeping an eye on one game in particular tonight because, okay, the opportunity that lies ahead of Aldershot, a win here would take them ahead of York and Maidenhead, who would also have 2 games left after that. So it would give them more teams, if you like, more safety in numbers. They go level on points with both those sides with a draw. But another way of looking at things, if you want to, is that Aldershot have to just match or better Torquay's results in the final 3 games of the season. Torquay currently 2 points behind them. Here's Corey Andrews holding the ball up, plays the ball over the top. I think that might be too heavy. It should go through to Ashby Hammond and does. And yeah, 6 without a win for Wealdstone. The Shot's unbeaten in 3 under Tommy Widrington. 2 draws and a win. When you are where you are and you've got sucked back in, 5 points out of 9 is not to be sniffed at, is it?
No, I think he's a manager that's showing discipline, a lot of discipline.
Here we go, Aldershot cross into the area. Barham almost gets contact. It's cleared as far as Simper. Aldershot might want it back again through Partington. Tries a shot left-footed when he probably should have just squared it. Oh, that's a little bit late there from Simper on, who is it? It's not Kenlock, it's Josh McCoy, who jumped to avoid the tackle. Probably made it look worse than it was, but that is modern football, right?
Yeah, you got to win sometimes.
Just ask Malinho up at Wrexham. He's very good at everything, isn't he, that guy? In particularly getting decisions out of the referees. Anyway, Aldershot free kick. Not even halfway inside the Wealdstone half. But you wonder if Big Nut, as we call him, Tyler Cordner, might just put his foot through it. Let's see. Partington is setting himself. And Partington it is. Bangs it in on target, maybe hoping for a bit of spillage and a follow-up. It'll have to be a very good effort to beat any goalkeeper, particularly one of Sam Howe's ability. Just tell us about Sam Howes. He impressed me up at Altrincham playing for England C. He didn't have too many saves to make, but everything about him he did well, and he's had a good season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been outstanding for us. I think he's one of the best keepers I've played with at this level, to be honest. He can kick it, his reaction saves are brilliant, and he's one I won't be surprised if he gets a move in the summer.
Absolutely, because he would appear to have all the main attributes you need as a keeper. And I've always said, whether it was Mitch Walker, whether it's Ashby Hammond now, that goalkeepers who play at this level are usually quite good at 2 or 3 attributes and a little bit limited at a couple of others. And that's why they're at this level, isn't it? Simple as that. Here's Glover on the right-hand side. Tries a ball down the channel to Tarvin Campbell. He's receiving it just inside the penalty on the right-hand side. Good sharp turn from him and another turn. Squares it to the far post. It's a good idea. He's lifted it over everybody, though. Willard picks it up inside the area, or thinks he has. But it's Wealdstone who come away with the ball with Simper. Simper back to Obiero. Oh no, it's Charles. Ashley Charles, beg your pardon. And Simper will pick up the ball again. Just plays the ball through. It's cut out by the head of Tyler Cordner. And it will be picked up by Olamola, who's just had his toe stood on, which is always a bit of a painful one. And Wealdstone spread it out to the left-hand side. It's Claydon on the ball, looking to take on Glover. He manages to get his cross in. It's headed away by Minoga and on by McCoy. And Willard tries to hook it further forward, but doesn't make good contact. Goes straight to Ashley Charles. And Wealdstone probably enjoying the greater possession and territory in the opening 15 minutes here at Grosvenor Vale. It's Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0. You listen to BBC Radio Surrey Sport or the BBC Sport app, and you're listening to Rob Worrell and Lewis Kinsella. Here's Obiero with a cross to the far post. It's headed back in. Should be a simple catch for Ashby Hammond, and it is. Aldershot respond. Ball through to Campbell. Sharp turn. Barham's onto it. Handballs it though. Referee well placed to spot that. And another possibility for Aldershot there goes begging. It's an interesting one. I don't think the atmosphere in the ground or the tempo on the pitch suggest that it's as key a game as it is certainly for Aldershot. I guess it is to some extent just another game for Wealdstone, but they will sense, of course, at home to a side in the bottom 5, a great opportunity to get back to winning ways.
Yeah, I think this is how we've played all season, to be honest. We try and stay on the ball, keep possession, work teams into the ground, and I wouldn't be surprised if this continues into the second half. We're a team that tries not to play long balls and really keep possession. We're really a possession-based team.
Good stuff. Excellent insight this evening from Lewis Kinsella. And Wealdstone again choose to keep the ball and go all the way back to Sam Howes. Okay, and we'll give you a little update on the Hampshire Cup game in a minute. Ball into the area, is headed behind by Corey Jordan. If you didn't know already, Aldershot have to play their Hampshire Senior Cup semi-final this evening at Basingstoke. The club tried desperately hard to move it so that they could put a stronger side out, but the academy side have gone to Basingstoke, and it is 1-0 to Basingstoke there at, I want to say the Camrose, but I honestly don't know if they still play at the Camrose. But it's Basingstoke 1, Aldershot 0. Corner comes in, it's over everybody. Such a frustrating thing when it's... Is that a foul on Barham? Nothing given. He nearly wins the ball at the second attempt, but Corey Andrews has got it inside to Obiero. Barham tries to win it again. Obiero just plays it back to Claydon, who's come over to this right-hand side following the corner. Now he plays it inside. And as Kin said, he's just giving it one way then the other. Now they're spreading it out to the right-hand side. Glover does well. Wins it in the air. But can only head it as far as Simper. And when Aldershot are winning the ball back, they're not keeping it well enough at the minute. Out to the left-hand side it goes. Habergam's up there, inside to Claydon. Nice little 1-2 into the area, pulled back, and it's behind Obiero. And there's a foot in there from Kenlock, but it's come back to Cook. Another ball back in, headed away by Corey Jordan. And Wealdstone continue with their patient build-up and possession. And I think Aldershot know that Wealdstone are going to play this way. I wouldn't say they're quite in the low block, but being penned back a little bit and hoping for their moments on their counter-attack. Here's Wealdstone on the edge of the area. Partington wins it and plays it forward. Now, Campbell and Barham would have been in a 2-on-2 battle, but it was a little bit too easy for the very experienced Sam Habergam to just nip in front of Tarvin Campbell. Back in the day, in that championship winning side for Lincoln, I remember him as an out-and-out left-back or left wing-back, but like a lot of modern-day players, you have to learn to sometimes play that left centre-back as well, don't you? And I know you've done it on a couple of occasions. Yeah, no, Sam's been excellent for us. For someone who probably shouldn't be playing football with the knee injury that he had, it's excellent to see him out on the pitch. I know he was out for nearly 2 years with a really bad knee injury. So here's Wealdstone on the edge of the area again. Ball's being held up by Olamola. Just drifts outside the penalty area again, trying to make space for a cross. Touches it back now, the cross comes in, and it's easy for Ashby Hammond to pluck out. But then he seems very keen to get it away quickly, but in the end he decides to hang on to it a little bit longer, try and get a few more Aldershot Town players up the pitch. It's fair to say Aldershot haven't really troubled. Willard lofted that shot over in the second minute. To be fair though, for all the possession and territory they've had, Wealdstone haven't created a lot easier. Here's Barham, and again he's adjudged to have handballed it as he brings it down just on the edge of the area, and you can call it unlucky, but I tell you what, it all comes down to skill and technique. And you know, for Campbell and Barham, their initial control of balls played over the top forward has been good, but the second touch has not been good enough, has it? No, and if you're playing 2v2, you need to be able to hold the ball up to bring players like Tommy into the game, Josh McCoy into the game. Yeah. So it needs to be improved from them two. I know they're very good players, but it's that final bit that will help Aldershot. I'm guessing Basingstoke aren't at cameras anymore, because Tim Shots ATFC has told me that Basingstoke have taken the lead at Winkleberry. What a name that is, Winkleberry. Basingstoke 1, Aldershot 0 in the Hampshire Cup. Here it's Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0 at Grosvenor Vale. Jack Cook though bombing into the penalty area from the right hand side, trying to make room for a shot. The ball's almost towed away from him, but he keeps it, finds Simper, gets the ball back again. And Wealdstone playing the 1-2s. Jordan gets a foot to it again, can only poke it as far as Olamola, who keeps possession and finds Claydon. And the ball inside now. Simper's picked it up on the edge of the area. And they've given it away again, much to the frustration of the home faithful here. But they do look comfortable in the game, Wealdstone. And they keep pushing and pro. Another ball over the top again, and Barham's chasing for it. He goes down, no foul given. And it's nice and easy for Charlie Barker to let drift behind for the goal kick. Another player I'm not too familiar with, Charlie Barker. What can you tell us about him? On loan from Charlton. He'll play right back, centre half. He's done really well since he's come in. He come in, I think, in maybe November time. Deji went back to Charlton. He's now at Bromley, but he's an old school defender. But in our team, he can play.
he's shown he can do both.
You inadvertently good timing. They just mentioned Bromley. They've crept up into the playoff positions after Saturday's 3-0 win at Gateshead, with Eastleigh losing as well. But they've fallen behind at in-form Halifax tonight on the 20th minute. And I said this on our podcast NL Full Time at the weekend, that you kind of look at the table and you think Bromley will do that now, but Bromley have 3 difficult games left. And here's Wealdstone still passing it around, but at the moment on the edge of their final third. Now it's lifted forward only as far as Partington, heads it back. Barham can't get his foot on it, and again it drifts into touch. This time it'll be a throw into Wealdstone in the left back position. Dorking Wanderers can make their status in the National League confirmed tonight. They're 0-0. Everything else is 0-0. Quite unusual to get 22 minutes in and only 1 goal. You watch them fly in, though. There won't be many clean sheets by the end of the night. There never is in this league, is there?
No, definitely not.
So 22 minutes here on the clock. We're halfway through the first half. Oh, a clean missed by Howes. We're talking about how decent he was all round, and he slices his clearance. Very nearly fell to Campbell, but fortunately there was so much slice on it. It continued its curve to another Wealdstone defender. Then Haji Minogue lifts the ball over the top, and there's just no point in doing that, because it's either going to run out of play or run through to the very grateful clutches of Sam Howes, who will be pleased to have gotten away with that one.
Yeah, that's that big sand castle in the middle of his goal, probably.
That's the one. It happens to the best. Tony Craig, highly thought of and respected defender, who's been a revelation since he moved to Dorking, took a complete air shot on a clearance at the weekend, and Dorking conceded from that. Lewis Simper sets his sights from fully 35-40 yards and lofts one over the goal and almost over the stand. And I think, other than Olamola's weak header that went behind for a goal kick, that's probably the first proper effort from Wealdstone, isn't it?
Yeah, that probably is us at the minute. 60-70% possession and just not getting enough shots on target. But Lewis Simper, another one, a good one that's come in, who Gary Waddock has at Cambridge, really likes. Played at the beginning of the season, I think, for Cambridge, and just struggled to get back in the team.
I know you still keep in touch even after all these years with Gary, don't you? And they've had a good spell, especially beating Posh at the weekend in the first local derby in quite a few years at the Abbey Stadium. Excellent chance now of staying up Cambridge. A bit of work to do. There's a great tackle from Miles Kenlock to win it back for shots. Partington exchanges passes with Willard and then plays it forward for Glover, but it's not good enough again. And Aldershot have been picked off, and it's Olamola up the left inside channel. He's going to try a shot from distance. It's half cleared, falls at the feet of McCoy, who finds Glover. And this is where Aldershot now need to be better in possession. McCoy sends it out left to Kenlock. Kenlock is going to change it over, is he, to Glover on the right hand side. It's a good ball. Glover takes it nicely under control. First thought is to come backwards. Now he's going to clip a ball in left footed. It's headed away by Habergam. Only as far as, Andrews has done really well, really lively to come off his man and win the ball. And he feeds Lewis Simper. And Simper will now play it out to Obiero on the touchline. And I've got to say, not been an impressive first 24 minutes from the shots. Very, very little going forward. And when they have done, the control hasn't been good enough from Barham and from Campbell. Now Campbell might win this foot race into the left edge of the penalty area. He's just beaten to it by Charlie Barker. And here's a scoreline that you will want to hear, Shots fans. Might provide a little bit of breathing space. Chesterfield 1, Torquay 0. We'll just hover over the score app for a couple of minutes, make sure that one doesn't get disallowed or anything, but it's popped up on the screen. 25 minutes, Chesterfield 1, Aldershot 0. Now, what have Aldershot got here? Is it a throw or a corner? I cannot tell. I can't even see the player. It's a throw-in, is it? Yeah. Hang on, the referee wants a word. A little bit of pushing inside the penalty area. Works out, does the referee, Ajibola. Bit of a unit. In comes the throw, headed away by Jack Cook. He's going to be tonight's Josh Staunton or Callum Reynolds, or certain players in this league that are like ball magnets, aren't they? They just head everything away.
Yeah, Cookie's one of them players that you don't realise how good he is until you play with him.
Yeah. Was he Wealdstone's player of the season last year, or was it?
I'm not sure.
I think he was. I think he was. Certainly a bit of a local hero here now. Another throw comes in, edge of the area, and Cordner, I think, tried the overhead kick, but just went high. He never got any control on it, but it's the second effort of the night for the shots coming in the 26th minute. And, well, he would have gone clear top scorer left at the club if he'd poked that one in. But I'll have to teach him a bit about overhead kicks. You know, you've got to fall back a little bit, haven't you? He did. I'm jesting, of course. Did score a few back in the day, although they were in probably Cam's County Division 1 or 2 or something like that. But ball over the top from Wealdstone, chased by Andrews and Claydon. Claydon's got it, turns around, plays it back to Olamola. And then back to Habergam, across to Simper and across to Jack Cook. Got the skipper's armband on, he's weaving around edge of the area. Is he going to try a shot? He does! It's a good effort from Cook, the best effort of the night so far. And Kins and I could see it was on target, but thankfully no deflections, and Ashby Hammond saw it. And it's Chesterfield 2, Torquay United 0. So Torquay on the back of 5 consecutive wins. Here's Tom Campbell, edge of the area, teasing, getting it under control, and then hooks a shot over. And enough said about that effort there. But it's interesting, Chesterfield were 2-0 down at home to Eastleigh, wasn't it, on Saturday? Came back 3 goals in the last 15 minutes. Then all of a sudden the momentum changes. They're on a high to match Torquay's high, and their greater quality is showing through early on in that one. So that will help Aldershot, but they need to do themselves a favour here. And the best really challenge for Aldershot is to try and get safe over the course of the next 2 games, so we don't all have to go into the final Saturday at home to Altrincham with our hearts in our mouths. And they're only going to do that if they can get a point or 3 here tonight. Here's Simper. Always seem to have a man over and available somewhere, Wealdstone. Very, very fluid in their positions as well. Good coverage across the pitch. Pinged out to the right touchline now to Jack Cook. On this occasion he has to go back to Barker. We're in the 29th minute now. It's still Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0 here. And Wealdstone have still got it in their own half. Simper over halfway now, out to the right hand side to Obiero. Wealdstone still enjoying the greater share of possession and territory. Here's Ashley Charles on the ball. Finds Obiero. He's dispossessed. Aldershot have won it and given it away again. I've lost count now of how many times they've done that. They've got a foot in and broken up possession. But Wealdstone are always so well set to pick up the ball again. It's Barnet 1, Solihull Moors 0 in the game, which doesn't affect too much. Moors aren't going to make the playoffs. Barnet definitely are. Simper out to the right hand side where Jack Cook is very advanced again, and he loves these little dribbles to the edge of the penalty area. Ball into Andrews, holding it up on the edge of the area, goes back and the shot comes in. It's spilt by Ashby Hammond, but he's the first to react. Who got the shot away there, Kins?
I think that was Fella, I don't know his surname.
Olamola. That's it. Is that it?
Yeah. I think his name's got about 6 names. I swear.
Or is it Obiero? Sorry,
No,
yeah.
it wasn't Obiero.
No.
It was Fella.
Yeah, I know what I've done. I've written Obiero down twice on my pad. That's what's. But it's Olefella, Olamola. That's it. You just call it. What's his name? What do you call him around this corner? Olef, is
Fells.
it? Fells.
Steve. Like Azpilicueta, yeah. They call him Dave, don't they, at Chelsea?
Diagonal ball from shots, cut out by the head of one Jack Cook, Esquire, again, and Obiero picks up the ball, goes back to his keeper, Howes. Howes, a little bit of backspin on the ball forward, and it's well won by Partington, who's just nudged by Olamola, who kind of had a position but didn't really do a lot. He was a little bit passive, and that was enough for the referee Ajibola to give Aldershot the free kick. It's directly opposite me and Kins, who was sat 10 yards inside the Wealdstone half. Ryan Glover's over it. Looks to me like he's going to clip a ball over the top, looking for the likes of Partington or Glover, or even the athletic Haji Minoga. In comes the ball, headed down, knocked down, edge of the area, held up by Minoga, back to Cordner on the right hand side. He's got no real option. Eventually he goes back to Glover. Glover takes the ball forward on the right hand side, almost loses it. In comes McCoy with the cross. It's a good one, and there's a great header on target from Corey Jordan. Almost got his third goal in 5 games, and it's brought a brilliant save from Sam Howes. That's the best effort of the night so far from the shots, Kins.
What a save by Sam Howes. An excellent header. I don't think Corey Jordan can do any more. He puts it back across goal, and it's an excellent save by Sam Howes, reaching out to his left and pushing it wide.
Yeah, as Jordan got up there, it was a decent header. I think it would have beaten most average goalkeepers, but not Sam Howes. And after enjoying very little of the possession in the territory in the opening half hour or so, that was a great chance for shots, and certainly the best chance of the night for either side. Just goes to show, isn't it? I think Leicester won the Premier League with sort of something like 34% possession. It is a stat in football. It doesn't tell the whole story, does it? You look at tonight, Wealdstone have had nearly all the territory and possession, but it's Aldershot who've had 3 or 4 little bitty chances. That was the best of them. Here's Partington picking it up and then losing it again. Tarvin Campbell competes for it, and it's picked up by McCoy. He rides one challenge, finds Partington, tries a ball through to McCoy. McCoy goes for the reverse pass, picked up inside the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared away by Habergan, only as far away as Glover. Can Glover get a cross in from the right? He can, and it comes. It's a good one. Barham jumps, no clean contact, headed back in from McCoy. Cook heads it clear, and it's volleyed away by Lewis Simper. A good ball for Andrews to chase with Haji Minoga, who brings him down, and he may get a yellow card for that as well. Referee's reaching for something. Is it the spray or is it his card? It is his card, and Haji Minoga, for I think the 5th time this season, from my memory alone, has picked up a first half yellow card. It was an interesting one. You'd have fancied him against Andrews there, but he just was a bit wary of Andrews getting away from him, wasn't he? And just fouled him. Just couldn't complain about the yellow, can he really, Kins?
No, I think I'd actually back Corey there. I don't obviously know that was Mgola, but Corey in a running race, I'd back over a lot of people. He's quick, he's strong, and he loves a tussle, and he's done it over the course of the time that he's been here, and he's an outlet for us when we do go a little bit longer. But probably well deserved yellow in my opinion.
Right, Wilson have taken the free kick short, and they just have possession again. And it's pinged over to the left hand side now. Glover takes no chances, puts the ball behind, away to our right for a corner to Wealdstone. I find myself saying it almost every week in commentary, but so many games are so tight until the first goal. It's always crucial. It's not always a guarantee that side's going to win, but 0-0 here. Cross in from the right from Wealdstone, and it's headed away. Picked up and sent back into the penalty area, and Ashby Hammond does well. Climbs high, catches it, holds on to it, and he throws it out early looking for Barham, and that'll bounce over him, and Barker can either let it run out of play or just jog onto it slowly and play it back across his area, as he does to Howes. Howes shut down by Willard. Out to Claydon, who's well back, and he plays a 1-2, and now he bombs away, and he's gone straight past Jordan, who's a long way forward. Edge of the area to the left hand side now. Olamola squares it, and it's a terrible pass. He's got to kind of put it into an area there without particularly looking, and Simper's done well to get hold of it, but now Miles Kenlock comes away with the ball, slips it inside to Willard. Willard back down the left hand side is dispossessed, but Barham reads it quickest and picks it up. Partington, first touch to Kenlock down the left hand side. Kenlock tries to play it down the left channel. It comes off Simper and into touch for a throw, which Kenlock will take. We're in the 36th minute. It remains Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0. You're listening to Rob Warren and Lewis Kinsella here on BBC Radio Surrey Sport, or the BBC Sport app. I don't think we're doing the National League commentary. I think that might be... Is it Paul Franklin does that over the other side, does he? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
There's nobody else in here commentating, so they must be over the other side. Ball over the top from Shots. Glover plays it off the Wealdstone player. Can they keep it in play? No, it's a corner to the Shots. And the Shots fans away to our right make a bit of noise. Is that all away, right along the back there and across that corner? I think it is, isn't it?
So.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's unsegregated, but
yeah.
I think it must be.
It's a decent number, I'd say. I'm going to guess around about 300 Shots fans tonight.
I think there was 250 tickets sold before paying the door,
okay.
So.
Well, that's helpful. Possibly 250 to 300 then. Glover with the corner from the right hand side. Oh, it's a header from Minoga. He leaps really well and heads it towards the back post, but it drifts past it. And another little half chance goes begging for the Shots. Got a leap on him, hasn't he, Minoga?
Yeah, they look a powerful side. Also with Kenloff, Partington, Tyler Codner, Corey Jordan, some big players. Not that we had like that last year. They look a lot bigger. Absolutely,
and one very big chap that's now missing. There's good strength and athleticism again from Minoga, but the ball's going to go all the way through to Sam Howes, who's just left it outside of his penalty area. It's a second little sticky moment for Howes tonight.
It's the pitch, mate, I promise you. It's so sticky. There's no water on it.
Yeah, and he recovered well again, as he did before, and now Wealdstone have a throw on halfway. Referee said it's taken from the wrong place. I think he is allowing them to take it again rather than handing over the throw to the Shots. Some quick look at those other games again. So Ollie Banks and Andrew Dallas, you're on Aldershot Town's Christmas card list. Goals in the 25th and 27th minute. And Torquay have won 5 games on the trot. Could even win another 1 or 2 more and still find that they may go down, and that's the harsh reality of it. It's a lot, 5 wins on the trot, but it may not be enough. Here's Olamola on the left-hand side, getting to the byline. I think he's run out of pitch. The referee has given a goal kick. Not really quite sure why he needed to blow his whistle as well. But he did nevertheless. And Ashby Hammond takes it quickly. And it's going over the top. And it's headed on by the Wealdstone player. And Jack Cook, I think it was. And the keeper came to the edge of his area, Howes. Tavern Campbell was there ready to pounce. But it's all worked out okay again for Wealdstone. He play a ball out to the right-hand side. Kenlock tries to get there in front of Obiero. Aldershot smash it into touch. And quick look at those other scores then in the National League. It's 0-0 unless I mention it. Barnet 1, Solihull Moors 0, Chesterfield 2, Torquay 0, Halifax 1, Bromley 0. Everything else is 0-0. Cook with a throw for Wealdstone, almost level with the edge of the Aldershot Town penalty area. Lots of movement, still no throw. Then it's thrown into a little bit of space where Corey Andrews picks it up. Double figures goals for Aldershot Town last season. Went to Torquay and didn't score at all. Here he is again, squaring it across. Picked up inside the area, driven across and headed away. Shouts for handball, nothing given. Only 1 or 2 shouts for handball, I have to say, but another cross in to the far post. Wealdstone player goes down, still got it, shot comes in, it's wide, and it will be a goal kick or an offside, I'm not sure.
Corner.
A corner, beg your pardon. Not sure of the referee's signals there. There's a couple of stray shouts of handball. Were they hopeful, Kins? I couldn't tell, to be fair.
No, there's a lot of poles in our way in the stand.
We'll give it the Arsene Wengers. That's it, yeah. Right, corner then to Wealdstone. We're creeping towards half-time. We've got just over 5 minutes plus whatever's added for that. Wealdstone have had the majority of territory in possession if you join us late. Aldershot have had more chances, mostly half chances. The best chance, a header for Corey Jordan in front of goal, directed it quite well. Sam Howes with an excellent save, diving away to his left. That was the key moment of the first half so far. We're into the 41st minute now and we're still waiting for this corner. Aldershot about to bring a couple of players out because Obiero's there awaiting a potential short corner. But in comes left-footed low, driven right across goal, tapped in towards goal. It should have been an easy goal for Wealdstone, but somehow, I think it might have been Andrews, I'm not 100% sure, but he picked out a defender on the line and hit it straight at him. There's great skill there from Claydon, but his pass goes into touch. Kins, I've got to say, that should have been a goal, shouldn't it? But he just is a clear swing and a free kick to Tarvin Campbell. Could you confirm, did you think it was Corey Andrews, and did he just hit it straight at the defender on the line?
I'm not sure. I think it might have been a good block, but this is a sort of luck for Aldershot that you need. It could have been a handball potentially. It could be a goal from 6 yards away. This is the sort of luck when you're at the bottom of the table that you need.
And now, with 3.5 minutes of the first half left, and it's Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0. Aldershot have a free kick. Again, probably 15 to 20 yards inside this left-hand channel and inside the Wealdstone half. Again, Glover's going to try and clip the ball over the top. In it comes. Contact across, headed down, and Campbell can't get his shot away. He's still got the ball in the penalty. Tries a couple of turns, and they don't come off on this occasion, and Wealdstone clear it off of an Aldershot Town player. He's got that little bit of quick footwork and a turn that led to the goal on Saturday. It's a good header across. They did the first bit well, shots from the free kick, but Wealdstone had enough on hand to clear it. And they've got a throw in now. Altrincham 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1. Definitely too little too late for Dagenham. And Chesterfield 3, Torquay United 0. A little bit more breathing space for the shots. Ball played across the back line from Wealdstone. Cook, nice and calmly, just heads it into the path of Simper. Did we talk about him yet? I don't know a lot about him
Simper,
either.
yeah, he's the Cambridge boy that Gary
yes, we did, didn't we? Yeah, he's on loan from Cambridge. Kenlock adjudged to have obstructed the Wealdstone player trying to get way down the right flank. All the crowd in the stand here and 1 or 2 of the Wealdstone players all appealed, and the referee went, OK, then go on, then I'll give you a free kick. He's having a word with Kenlock as well. I thought Kenlock did quite a good job of making that look quite subtle, but obviously referee didn't agree with me.
Yeah, a player that's played a lot of games for Ipswich Town, and a good addition, I think, if he's fit. But yeah, someone with a lot of experience, and I think if Aldershot gets saved, then they need a big rebuild with obviously the manager, and I think he's the type of manager that Aldershot need. I think he's a senior, experienced, someone that will
demand high standards,
discipline.
Ball through the middle from Wealdstone. Corey Andrews is almost onto it. Great challenge from Haji Minoga, who dives in front of Corey Andrews, who's about to pull the trigger from 12 yards out. And Minoga dives in, gets his foot on it, and is then, as Andrews swung, he caught him and brought him down. That is brilliant defending from Haji Minoga. Last-ditch stuff.
Yeah, he had to get it right, especially on a yellow card and being in the box, but excellent tackle from him. Corey unlucky not to get in for Wealdstone.
He's very composed in his finishing, Corey, but he was almost a bit too laid back, and I remember seeing that quite a lot last year. Sometimes you've got to be aware whether you've got a limited time to get the shot away or not. We know he can finish.
Yeah, he done brilliant for us. I think he got us the goals, and we struggled to get the goals when he went, but he scored a lot of goals in quite a quick succession.
Didn't rate him down at Torquay, you know. I don't think he scored in his entire time down there. Sometimes it just doesn't.
He's not a Gary Johnson player. He's a player that needs his arm round him, and I'm not sure Gary Johnson gives him that. But
exactly that. I mean, he goes through his plays, and that's what he's done basically. Gary Johnson. He's changed it until he got a little formula that worked, and they've ground out the 5 wins. But they're 3-0 down at Chesterfield tonight. It's a long trip, and it might be a game too far for Torquay. Here's Wealdstone in possession with Charles. Goes back. There's a clearance that comes off the back of one Wealdstone player and falls to another. Ball forward. Jordan jumps with his man. Who does get the last contact? Wealdstone do. We're going to have 1 added minute. So the 45 are up. We're going to have 1 added minute. It remains Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0. Southend 3 points off the playoff places going in tonight, are 1-0 down to an Alex Reid goal at Oldham. And it was Ini Effiong again. Who else? Ball into the area from shots. Headed clear, and Ryan Glover blazes his shot so far out of the ground. I think it's probably bouncing around near one of the local Ruislip tube stations. Certainly caught it cleanly. called a bit of a Brett Williams shot. Always used to make great contact with the ball and usually ended up over the goal or over the.
Brett's a great guy, by the way. I've met him at Gosport and he's very funny.
He is fantastic, isn't he? What a character. They used to moan him about Aldershot. He's the last Aldershot Town player to get 20 goals in the season. But you know, there were a lot of times when his shooting was off target, but he always got his shots away. There is the half-time whistle here at Wealdstone. Quick summing up from Lewis Kinsella on the first half there, 0-0.
Yeah, a couple of chances for both sides. Wealdstone dominating possession, but Aldershot looked dangerous from set pieces and throw-ins, and yeah, I think one goal, like you said, will change this game. But I think right now Aldershot would take a point considering the situation at Chesterfield.
And just quickly, Kins, obviously your future's yet to be resolved, but was your contract just for this year or two?
Wealdstone have an option on me in their favour, so well, I'm sure we'll have a chat over the summer and see what's happening. And but yeah, it hasn't been the season that I would have liked playing wise, but on a personal life position, I'm very happy. Got married in the summer.
That's right.
And I've got an excellent job at Arsenal, and looking forward to the future in that role. Sometimes in life there's other things that are more important than playing football, and you've got to look after your family first and foremost, and that's the risk that I took in the summer, obviously leaving Aldershot. I'd love Aldershot to bits, and if ever they were part-time I would love to play for them, but going back full-time I'm just not quite sure I could do it unless financially it was too good to turn down. So
yeah, exactly, and that's unlikely to be something that Aldershot can match. But equally, you have to think of your future beyond football, don't you? And I know you're still young, but going well at Arsenal for you, and that's a great club to be involved with. Yeah. You're already doing some scouting for them, aren't you? And that might well be upgraded in the summer.
Yeah. You start to see football from a different eye. But also, Ollie's done excellent for Aldershot, I've heard, and I've seen him getting a lot of assists, so they might even have me back.
Well, you'll always be welcome back at the EBB anyway, Kins.
I'm going to go get a drink.
And absolutely, you go and have a little drink. And just to say as well that obviously, you know, next season, whatever you're doing, you know, if you've got a free Tuesday night and you see the shots are playing, you've only got to get in touch, mate, and you can come and call another game with me anytime you like.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I'll see you
Cheers, buddy. Take care. No updates to radio listeners, so you're good to go and stretch your legs, get some refreshment, take a natural break yourselves. I'm going to do the same. We'll have a nice chunky half-time break here. Just one half-time match report to do to radio, coming up very shortly. And then Kins and I will be back with you, certainly by about 8:45. How are you, mate? Let me just turn the microphone off and we'll have a little chat, if you've got time.
Final Premier League fixtures of the season begin this Saturday, 22nd of April, kicking off at 3 p.m. We'll be hosting Dorking Wanderers here at the Vale. Following that, we have our final home tie of the season as we face Solihull Wolves on Tuesday, 25th of April, which kicks off at 10:45 p.m. Then we travel to Southend on the Saturday, the 29th of March, 3 p.m. kick-off for our final fixture of the campaign. So make sure you get your tickets for all of those and get behind the scenes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, Wrexham beat you, we're down anyway. They're 8 points behind with 9 left to play for, so yeah, they're likely to go tonight. Although I think it's a little bit half time. Yeah. I don't know how we can beat them 5 weeks. I think it's going to go to the last. Yeah, I'm here already now. I'm here. Have I missed it? All right. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Got to do a half-time report. Forgot about that. I nearly missed it. Cheers, mate. It's 0-0 here. Sorry, I'm on the naughty step now, aren't I? Beg your pardon, just got distracted for a minute. But it's 0-0 at half time. It's an odd game, you know. Wealdstone have had most of the play, most of the possession territory, but they haven't created very much. They probably should have scored when Olamola struck from about 8 yards out, but somehow picked out the defender on the line and he was able to clear it away. At the other end, though, Aldershot have had very little possession and territory, but 3 or 4 half chances. The best of them came from Corey Jordan's header, which he powered down to the goalkeeper's left, and somehow Sam Howes got across to poke it wide. Other than that, been little bitty chances, half chances for the shots, but we still await the first goal, Lydia, at half time. It's Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0.
On Friday, the 21st of April at the Vale Social Club will be joined by Rainbow Rock, the Purple and River Tribute Band. The venue is open from around 6 p.m. and the bands are on from around 9:30. Tickets are available to book online for £13 or £50 walk-up. So if you'd like to join us for that, visit tropic@rising.co.uk for more information and to get your tickets now and to check out all the other amazing acts coming to the Vale Social Club this year. Today's 50-50 draw number is 07929. 07929. And a prize of £90 can be collected during half time from the mega store by the Redmen, or from the ticket and program booth after today's game. And a reminder that tickets are still on sale for Easter raffles around the grounds. There are lots of great prizes offered, with a 5 kg handmade Wealdstone branded Easter egg, chocolate hamper, ninja air fryer, hot strawberry, set of wireless headphones, and much more. So make sure you get the tickets now. A big thanks once again to all Matchboxes, DMS Landscapes, to memory of John O'Connor and Cara Windows, and our board members, councillors Richard Mills and Steve Tuckwell, and Adam Hearn, and all of our club sponsors and advertisers, including our main club sponsor, GK Blue. Now let's get ready for the second half of today's banner on the National League match in association with New Balance, which will be starting very soon.
It's the easiest way, to be fair. I've done it all over the country, that. Right, welcome back to Grosvenor Vale, listeners. The teams are out for the second half. Aldershot in their yellow away strip, Wealdstone in their home kit of blue shirts, white shorts and white socks. Just waiting to be rejoined by Lewis Kinsella. He's on his way.
As we get ready to kick off, see you later for the second half.
And I don't think we've had any half-time substitutions. That's it. Kins jumped over the chairs and stand there almost as nimbly as I did. That wasn't a pretty sight when I came over, but we're about to get back underway. We'll shots line up as follows: Ashby Hammond in goal, Jordan Minoga and Cordner at the back, Kenlock and Glover the wing backs, McCoy Partington in midfield, Willard playing behind Campbell and Barham, and Wealdstone in a similar shape. Sam Howes in goal, Habigan, Barker and Cook the three centre backs, Claydon and Obiero the wing backs, Charles holding in midfield behind Simper and Blulow Everton, and then Olamola and Andrews up top. Here's Tarvin Campbell on the edge of the penalty area, plays it out wide to Barham. He's in on the right hand side, clips the ball into the far post, headed away, missed by a Wealdstone player, picked up by Partington, taken down by Glover to the edge of the penalty area. He's going to come back to Corey Jordan. Jordan gives it back to him, nice triangle, some shots. Willard on the ball now, goes back to Glover. Can Glover make room for a cross? He can. It's a good one. Header hits the bar. It hits the bar from, is it Tarvin Campbell? And I think he should have scored. Shots fans listening. It's a great cross from Glover. And he powered the header, but it went off the top of the Barkins.
I think he's 6 yards out from goal. It's a great ball from Ryan. I think anywhere other than where he's headed it, it goes in. He has to score.
Yeah. To be fair, Olamola had to score in the first half and didn't, so both sides found wanting in front of goal, but a golden opportunity for the shots there in that first minute of the second half, and Campbell, who very easily could have got his third goal in 3 there. He went for the power on the header instead of the direction. Any kind of header down, any header wide, below the height of the bar, and it would have been a goal. It would have been almost impossible for Howes to get to. And the woodwork comes on this occasion to Wealdstone's rescue. Wealdstone now with the ball on the edge of Aldershot Town's final third. One more update for our radio listeners very shortly. Not have too much to tell them, but we will tell them about Aldershot hitting the bar there. And it remains 0-0. We're in the 48th minute now. Been rejoined by Lewis Kinsella, and that was him you just heard speak a minute ago. He's currently on the books at Wealdstone. Ball over the top, bounces once. Glover does well to just head it back to Ashby Hammond. One of the things you'll probably notice tonight that you might not have seen is that Glover's running so much more freely this year. He had that groin or hernia problem, didn't he, which really hampered him in his first season at Shots when you played with him, but he's been a much better prospect for the Shots this season. Trialled with Derby County in pre-season, did you hear that?
Yeah.
And they didn't sign him and he signed for Aldershot. Trials don't mean a lot, do they? But I mean, good that he got one.
I trialled at Man United.
Well, there you go.
I'm in the National League.
Exactly. Your old mate's doing okay, isn't he, Mr. Grealish?
Yeah, not bad, is he?
He's actually really coming into some good form this year, isn't he? And well, if a good player like him can't improve under the best coach in the world, then something's wrong, isn't it?
He's worth 100 million for a reason, and I think everyone that question Pep need to have a good hard long look at themselves.
Aldershot can do themselves a favour tonight with a point or 3, but they will have to thank Chesterfield. Chesterfield 4, Torquay 0. No sign of a comeback there for Torquay. Cordner dispossesses Andrews. Ball through the middle doesn't quite fall into the path of Tarvin Campbell, and Sam Howes clears up towards Olamola. Jordan gets a header in. Glover does well, gets it under control, brings it back. I'll take our radio listeners very shortly. Here's Partington in possession, finds Glover. Glover's having his shirt tugged from behind and he wins the free kick from Claydon. Don't get involved, Ryan. And the referee wants a word with Claydon, not surprisingly so. And I wonder if it's for the tackle or for what the referee may have seen was a spit afterwards. I can see that the spit was definitely to the side of the pitch and not at the player. But referee just having a word with him, not taking any further action. Still having a word with him. And Aldershot have the free kick just inside their own half. Ashby Hammond's going to launch it to the edge of the penalty area. Yeah, and we are almost 5 minutes into the second half. It's still goalless, but the shots have rattled the bar in the opening minute of the second half. And in truth, Tarvin Campbell should have scored, but he powered his header against the bar rather than down. There's a free kick for Aldershot, edge of the area now. It's bouncing around loose. Aldershot have got it. It's come out to Glover. Bear with us for a few seconds. In it comes again. It's headed away. And it's this kind of game. The chances are few and far between, but when they're coming, they're being spurned, Lydia. And it's cleared away again. So 6 minutes into the second half, and it remains Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0. But crucially, Lydia, elsewhere, there's one team below Aldershot, 2 points behind, Torquay, trying to get above Aldershot. They are 4-0 down at Chesterfield, so that's good news for the Shots. And if they can get a point or three here, they'll feel somewhat more comfortable in the National League. Scoreline at the minute, 0-0. Cleared away by Sam Howes up towards Cordner, who's got time to pick his header and heads it straight to Obiero. Obiero out to the right hand side where Olamola's come short. Cordner's still trying to make up for it and win the ball back. Goes in a little bit heavily, doesn't come away with the ball. Cross comes in from the right. Oh my goodness, it was described it as a cross, but it very nearly one of those freaks once a season that ends up in the far corner, Hurtkins.
Yeah, a crop.
It was a crop, that's the one.
Cross shot, yeah.
A shot.
I think he was. I think he was a bit worried, Ashley Hammond, but I like him a lot, the keeper. He strikes the ball really, really well.
Some of these players on each side could do with going to the Lewis Kinsella School of Finishing, a la 2021-22, right?
Yeah, what was it? 4 in 100.
And it was a much better stats last season. You averaged about a goal every 11 games, I think, last year, so that was pretty good. Here's Wealdstone trying to break down the right-hand side. Minoga will get there first. He's letting the ball run away down the hill quite a long way, 5, 10, 15, 20 yards, and it eventually runs out of goal. Well done. Good to see one of the players using the undulations of the pitch and using his brain there, Haji Minoga. I mean, any other pitch, the speed on that ball, it never would have made it, but as somebody who's got experience of shepherding balls out of play, he did very well there, and he remained, all his knees and everything remained intact as well.
Yeah. The start of a bad run of.
It was. Where was that? Maidenhead or?
Maidenhead away, yeah.
Ashby Hammond with the goal kick, huge one again. Campbell's looking to battle with Barker. Barker wins. Ball breaks loose. Partington plays it off of Andrews, and Shots play it down the line, headed away again. Charles will pick it up, lifts it over the top. Minoga with the header, powerful. One in the air again by Charles, and then McCoy heads it wide to Campbell, who spreads it further left to Miles Kenlock. Kenlock goes back to Cordner, nice calm, assured play from him, finds Partington. Partington to Corey Jordan. Jordan exchanges passes with Glover. Clips the ball into a little pocket of space down the right side. Jack Barham will chase, and it's hooked into touch by Barker. Throw in to the Shots. Andrew Dallas has got a brace in that Chesterfield 4-0. Ollie Banks and Liam Mandeville, who's in good scoring form of late. It's Altrincham 1, Dagenham 1 elsewhere, and the other scores remain as they were at half time. Here at Grosvenor Vale, it's Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 0. We're in the 54th minute. Shots have a throw level with the edge of the penalty area on the right hand side. I think that's Haji Minoga up there who's going to take that. In it comes. It's headed towards goal and touched towards goal, and the flag goes up. Another one of those moments where Aldershot didn't quite get the contact after the first ball. There's a ball through the middle, and there might be a chance. It's a heavy touch, and it is too heavy, and well read by Ashby Hammond. Olamola it was, who was powering onto it. He was favourite, and a better touch, and he'd have definitely been able to get a shot away there. But he, of all players, should know the ball's going to run away when you have a touch like that on this pitch.
Yeah, a big touch. I think he thought he was quicker than what he was there, but that would have been it was end-to-end football, but that would have been a big opportunity for Wealdstone.
Jack Cook is under Barham's caught. So Jack Cook was under pressure to clear his lines. Good pressing from Shots. And then as Barham gets the ball under control, he's caught. Free kick to Aldershot, just outside the centre circle. About, whatever it is, 10 yards inside to the Wealdstone half. In fact, the referee's placed it down inside the centre circle. Ryan Glover's going to clip another ball over the top. And it's fine margins here. It remains 0-0. Wealdstone with more of the play. Shots with the better chances. The ball from Glover, I think, is just going to run out of play behind the goal. And that's poor delivery and poor. Bit of a waste for the likes of Cordner and Jordan going forward there. But I will say, Ryan Glover's had an excellent game tonight. Both going forward looks lively, and he's done all his defensive work in the wing-back position. I've doubted him as a wing-back, if I'm honest, in the past, but I think over the last month or two, he's done extremely well. Particularly that game at Southend where Shots were superb and won 2-1. What do you reckon his best position is, Glover, Kins? What's your opinion? Ball through. Oh, Barham can't touch it. Sorry.
I think when I played with him, he played in lots of different positions. I think right wing back, right wing. He's obviously really athletic, good crosser of the ball. I'm not sure how he is. He works hard defensively.
Here's Claydon up against Jordan, goes past him. Ball into the area, it's cut out by Haji Minoga. Picked up again by Claydon, poor touch from him. Almost runs out of play, but keeps it in, finds Habergan. Habergan has an option to come inside to Charles, which he takes. And they still passing the ball around, and there's a good turn. Shot comes in, just over the bar. An absolutely cracking effort from Sonny Blulow Everton. We could see, I felt comfortable. It wasn't going to go in, but it was a fine strike from Sonny. Yeah,
another good player has come in on loan. Really tidy on the ball. A player that suits Stuart Maynard's tactics and the way he wants to play. Unlucky there not to do better.
Just trying to think of the club. Is it Yeovil? I'm not sure.
No, he's at Derby.
He's at where?
Derby.
Oh, maybe he was on loan.
He was on loan last season at Yeovil.
At Yeovil, that's it. That's where I remember him from. That's where I remember something from you from as well, wasn't it? Was it a couple of assists there last year?
Assists there and a racist goalkeeper coach.
That's the one, yeah. That incident. Habergan goes back to Barker. Barker across to Charles, is well pressed by Willard. And now Cook's getting it, pressed by Barham, lifts it over the top. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, out of play down the slope. 57 minutes gone, and I think the first substitution's being readied. Not quite sure which team it's for, but it won't be too long before Joe Partington disappears. It's like clockwork, he goes off on the hour near enough every game. I'd imagine he'll go off today and probably be replaced by Ochieng. You never know, he may be just feeling a little bit more. He's got an issue with his knee, but he's able to play. His words to me, I mean, they were personal off air, they weren't secret, but he said, it probably needs a bit of attention, but I'm going to play through the pain to get through the season. So that's why I think just nursing it. It's not about him not being match fit, it's about just nursing him through a little bit. Familiar face to you and I there walking past, Mr. Mark Butler. Who, just in case it hasn't been mentioned,
is he leading goal scorer?
He's the all-time leading goal scorer. Not sure I ever saw him score a goal. It was my wilderness years, I wasn't around. Here's Barham battling away for the ball. Cook clears it only as far as McCoy, who lifts it back in. Headed away again by Habergan. Held up by that man Sonny Blulow Everton. And then clipped forward by Wealdstone, perhaps off of an Aldershot player. So it will be a throw into Wealdstone around about the halfway line. Unfortunately for the Shots in the Hampshire Senior Cup, 54 minutes gone, and it's Basingstoke 2, Aldershot Town Academy 11 0. Club statistician Pete Stanford will tell me that is a first team fixture. So well done Aldershot Town, getting 2 first teams out on the same night. Ball's played all the way back to Howes, who clears up towards halfway. It'll bounce once and go through comfortably to Ashby Hammond, who has kept a clean sheet for an hour. He's 30 minutes away from another precious clean sheet. Corner lifting the ball over the top, taken beautifully on his chest over on the far side by Jack Barham. Holds it up and then he's shoved, and that has to be a free kick for Aldershot. and couldn't quite see who the player was. It Jack Cook?
Jack Cook.
Yeah,
just no need for it. I don't think he's.
No, absolutely.
Going back to goal.
So on the hour mark, the Shots have another opportunity to send a set piece into the edge of the penalty area.
Substitute for Wealdstone.
Alex
Dyer.
I'll let you call it. Yeah, Alex Dyer. He's been here a few years, hasn't he?
He is excellent. Another one. You don't realise how good he is. He's so calm on the ball. He played in Sweden, I think, and maybe Norway or Iceland, maybe. But he is excellent on the ball. He actually played under Graham Potter.
Ah, very good. Don't think he's come on yet, has he, or has he?
No, he's still
waiting to come on. Free kick to the Shots. Glover leaves it. Kenlock sends it in. Headed back into the area by Barham, just into an area in front of the goal, and Sam Howes was able to come and claim it. Wasn't a bad idea really from Barham. If anyone had been anticipating it, if anyone had been on the front foot, they could have strolled onto that and tapped it in from about 5 yards. But sadly for Aldershot, nobody was. Plenty of bodies up there, but nobody really poaching. It's the sort of poacher that Barham would have done. Oh, that's an under-hit back pass, but thankfully, Ashby Hammond's clearance hits Corey Andrews, and then it's cleared away and forward, and Ashby Hammond has to recompose himself and get back in the goal. So both goalkeepers are got caught once with a little bit of a slip in possession. There's another ball over the top, and Glover's working hard to get back there. Claydon keeps it in play, but can only harmlessly square it across goal before coming to contact with the advertising hoardings. And after that Alex Fletcher incident, you just wondered when you heard the crash there, didn't you? Make sure he's all right, and he is. Yeah,
Dagenham, I feel, needs an upgrade. They've got a brick wall down the left-hand side of their pitch, which is extremely dangerous. I know the metal ones are dangerous, but the concrete wall ones are just so dangerous.
Yes, when you hit that, and there's no room for it to go anywhere, and you've got to take the whole impact. It's like driving a car into a brick wall, isn't it? Exactly the same. Glover with the ball over the top, looking for Tarvin Campbell, takes it under control on the edge of the corner of the penalty area, skips inside, he's lost possessions, picked up by Olamola. He goes back to Cook, and Wealdstone come out. It's a good ball to Bluelow Everton, or Sonny Bluelow. I don't know what's his first name and what's his second. It's Sonny.
I think
Sonny or Low Everton.
Sonny, I think.
Chesterfield 5, Torquay 0. I think that one's done. This one isn't. It's still 0-0, and I think the most likely result, 28 minutes left, is the 0-0, but very easily could go either one of the three ways if just one of the teams takes a chance. Yeah, good control from Glover, technically sound. And then as the ball comes up, Barham can't control it, and Wealdstone come away with it again. And it's Ashley Charles who goes back to Barker. Barker exchanges passes with Shrimper. And well, it's a big loss for Torquay tonight, because not only are they not going to pick up any points, but their goal difference has taken an absolute hammering. And it was, I think, only 4 or 5 worse than Aldershot, so at the moment it's up to 9 or 10. And here the ball comes off of corner. He manages to save the corner by just poking it out for a throw. Wealdstone have the ball over on the far side. They try and play it into and around the edge of the area. Shrimper across to Everton. Tries a little ball through the middle. Nice idea. Claydon wasn't on the same wavelength, and it goes all the way through to Ashby Hammond. I mean, from an Aldershot Town point of view right now, it's not been a bad night. They're heading for a point. Torquay are not going to pick up any, and they're getting hammered by 5. But Aldershot could give themselves a massive leg up if they can find and take a chance and get out of Grosvenor Vale with all 3 points. It would be a huge stride towards safety if they could get the Winkins, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think on average, I think it's 52 points is safe normally. If you go back on the years, obviously you want a bit more room than that, but I think what are Aldershot on 48 points.
48 now.
Yeah, so a win and a draw, you should see it.
Yeah,
should definitely see it, shouldn't they?
There's every chance this year that a team's going to go down with 50 plus points, which, you know, you'd always consider yourselves unlucky. The worst one of those stories I can ever remember was Peterborough when they were in the Championship and they got 54 points and went down. So finally Dyer comes on and he's replaced Shrimper, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. I was actually at that final game of the season. Peterborough were 2-1 up in a game that they only needed to draw with 5 or 10 minutes left, and somehow Palace scored twice. Peterborough went down, and they had 2 very unhappy sons, Matt and Dean Worrell, that night, who were posh fans. I'd love them to say they're Aldershot Town fans. They will want Aldershot to stay up and do well, but I don't think either of them's ever called themselves an Aldershot Town fan. Shame on you, children. They've also got a bit of a penchant for Liverpool and Man United, so they've got all bases covered between them. You had a favourite Premiership team. I mean, obviously you look out for Villa, that's where you started, didn't you? But
yeah, it's hard. I think as a kid growing up, I was obviously at Arsenal.
Yeah.
But at the minute, obviously, I work for Arsenal, so I'd be absolutely delighted if they won the Premier League. I always look out for City, because obviously Jack's there. My friend Callum, obviously, played with at Villa. He's been at West Brom, Sheffield
Callum
United.
Robinson, yeah.
So West Brom, Sheffield United, been in both way ends in the Premier League. Watching them. But yeah, I don't really support a team as such, but it's always a team that you sort of work for. You build a connection with the club, and you start to understand how the club's run. And
exactly.
Fall in love with it.
Yeah, and the longevity of the time you had at Aldershot speaks volumes, and also the fact that you captained the side for, was it a couple of seasons or one as captain? I can't remember.
One.
Just the one. Right, here's Partington trying to spread a ball out to the right-hand side to Glover, and it's a good weight on it. He's in the right-hand side of the penalty, skips in onto his left foot, tries a shot, deflection, falls at the feet of an Aldershot Town player, and it's over the line! It's bundled home. I think it's Tarvin Campbell, again with his 3rd goal in 3 games, and the Shots have got a precious goal here in the 67th minute. It was scruffy, but a good ball from Partington out wide to Glover, who cut inside. His shot was weak, but it was half cleared to the feet of Tarvin Campbell. 3-3 for the Rochdale low knee. Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent reaction from Tarvin Campbell. Great pass by Parton out to Glover. He works well to get back onto his weaker left foot, but has a shot and deflection. But yeah, brilliant anticipation from Campbell.
A little bit of poaching there from Tarvin Campbell, who's 3 goals in the last 3 games are basically going to bring about the best part of 5 points for the Shots. Obviously not single-handedly, but great to have somebody back in form in front of goal after the departure of Ini Effiong, which has really put the side's position in the National League at risk. Okay, Aldershot, that's objective number 1. Get yourselves the lead. There's 23 minutes left, and Aldershot have not led for an average of that much over the season, if you know what I'm saying. They've tended to concede a lot of goals quickly after they've scored. So same mentality, same approach, Aldershot, out of possession, look for your chances on the break. Most importantly now, keep that clean sheet, and it's a big leg up towards safety. As things stand, even though Yeovil are drawing 0-0 at Wrexham.
1-0 Wrexham.
It's 1-0 to Wrexham, so as it stands, Yeovil are going to go down. We'll worry about tidying up all those loose ends later. Here's Jack Cook marauding towards the goal. Edge of the area, tries a little ball through the middle. Offside flag comes up to Aldershot's rescue. And there was another brave intervention being attempted there by Haji Minoga, who's gone down and ended up in a little bit of a heap on the floor. Have to give huge credit to Minoga. As Kins rightly called, in the first half, Corey Andrews has received the ball inside the penalty area. He's about to pull the trigger, and Minoga on a yellow card has leapt in front of him. Got his body there first, his foot there first. He's drawn the foul from Andrews, and Shots kept their clean sheet, as they still do. Kins, if you wouldn't mind, I know obviously you're a Wealdstone player, but for BBC Surrey, if you can just pick an Aldershot Town man of the match over the next 20 minutes or so.
No problem.
Possibly a few contenders there. I'll not say anything really. Kins can make his own mind up on that one. Ball forward, headed up in the air by Habergam, and then Partington, who he's been a great leader and well worth his place in this Shots team for sure. If he's had one area of criticism this season, it's probably been for his passing forward, giving the ball away a little bit too much. That was an excellent pass to find Glover, the move that led to Aldershot's goal. Here he is again on the ball now, spreads it wide to Ryan Glover. Glover back to Corey Jordan, a bit like Jack Cook at the other end, is getting a lot of time venturing forward and in the opposition half. The ball's in touch, throw in taken quickly by Wealdstone. It's no wins in 6 for them, so they'll be desperate to try and turn this one around in the final 21 minutes. Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1. Goal coming on 66 from Tarvin Campbell. I'm sure you can hear the Shots fans singing Flying High over on the far side of the pitch. Lewis Kinsella mentioned that they'd sold 250 tickets previously. His entrance on the night, of course, available too. So probably around 300 Shots fans here. That's my estimate. 352, thank you very much. What was the overall attendance, please, Sam Carter? 1 second. My glamorous assistant is about to show me. Or tell me. Here's Aldershot. Oh, good turn from Campbell. He might get onto this on the edge of the area. No, good retrieving play from one of the Wealdstone defenders to go back to the goal. And we've got an attendance of, where am I looking? 1,375. Thank you very much, Sam. Other media managers are available, including Chris Woods for Wealdstone. Ball through, all the way through to Ashby Hammond. It will have mixed feelings, as will the man away to my right, I'm sure. With the scoreline, Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1. Ashby Hammond has the ball in his hands. He's going to kick from it now. Andrews starts to jog back. And it's a good header won by Ashley Charles, but the ball goes straight to Corey Jordan. Wealdstone 0, Shots 1, 71 minutes on the clock. Here's Jordan again appearing in the right wing back position, which has just been vacated by Glover, who's filled in for him. Charles has got it, finds Olamola. Olamola inside, and it wasn't Charles, couldn't have been. It was Dyer, wasn't it, who'd come on. Now it's Charles. Charles back to Barker. My commentating mentor, Gav Dennison, used to say to me, just if you're not sure, call a name. Nobody knows any different. That's not true anymore with National League TV, but you're all right when you're away from home. Here's Blue Low Everton out to the left-hand side. Claydon picks it up and he's come inside. Altrincham 2, Dagenham 1. Altrincham come from behind. Aldershot breaking forward with McCoy, who spreads it out to the right-hand side to Tarvin Campbell. He's on the edge of the penalty area, trying to make a bit of room for a shot. Goes one way, then the other. Squares it left. Shot comes in. It's blocked. Thumping effort, but Kenlock's following up. He's to the left out of the area. Oh, what a strike. Really fizzed it in, but it ended up in the Shots fans behind the goal. Couple of half chances there, Kins, for Shots to double their lead. Yeah, great strike by Kenlock. Brilliant play from Tavon Campbell. He gets his body across someone, drives past one or two, and then sets it off into the path of Kenlock. Aldershot definitely on top at the minute, and probably would say for the last 10 or 15 minutes. Yep, and that's good because human nature says you go 1-0 up away from home. Do you sit back and sit on it? And I'm delighted to say that under both Ross McNeely and Tommy Widrington, Aldershot have not looked to do that. They've looked to try and kick on. Attack is the best form of defence, as they say. Good work at the back from Barker, who clears it forward. And Wealdstone, to be fair, although they're the home side, have had as much trouble with clearing balls forward and them just bouncing away to safety as Aldershot did in the first half. Here's Glover, tries a little ball, and that one's got a little bit too much on it, has it? Yeah, it just goes all the way through to Howes, who was beaten by that close range Campbell effort for the Shots goal. Wealdstone 0, Shots 1. Ball through the middle. Good play from Haji Manoga. He lifts it into a channel on the left hand side just to clear his lines. He's had a good game. For the Shots, especially, you know what it's like, Kins, as a defender. You get a yellow card in the first, whatever it was, 25 minutes. It's a tricky way forward from there, because not only have you got to make sure you don't err again, but the opposition players know it and they play on it, don't they? Yeah, no, he's done really well, and he is one of the contenders. In your mind at the minute? In my mind, yeah. Yep, fair enough. No, it's been a good performance from Aldershot. They look very disciplined and well organised. It's 3 unbeaten so far for Tommy Widrington. Started with 2 draws, then the win on Saturday against Scunthorpe. Ball into the area, headed down by and away by Manoga. Partington strokes it into the path of Kenlock, who takes on his man in his own area, which is not always the best thing to do. And He has lost possession. Cook inside to Ashley Charles in the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in, it's parried away. They might get the follow-up shot, and that's blocked brilliantly by Tyler Cordner. Cordner and Jordan both. Cordner's stayed down, and the referee stops play. And I think Cordner just probably is winded. He threw himself in front of that, and he's up now. And the referee now probably feels a bit of a fool for having stopped the play. But he erred on the side of caution, and Cordner's not the favourite Aldershot player amongst the Wealdstone faithful at the minute. We're going to see another substitution. Olamola going off. Golden opportunity for him in the first half from close range to do what the other number 9 did do.
Yeah, not an outstanding performance, but had an opportunity, should have scored. Taryn coming on. He's a wide player, so it'll be interesting to see what we do here.
He's not another ex-Woking player, is he? Taryn Alarak. Yeah, that's 4 of them now.
I know. Imagine how I felt.
Exactly.
I think we'll go to a 4 now. Okay. They'll push Claydon. Is Claydon still on?
It's not Claydon that's gone off, is it?
No. I think we'll go to a 4.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go into a 4.
Yeah.
Put Cook right back.
Yeah, at the moment he's marauded into the edge of the penalty area again. Jack Cook tries a little ball in. Andrews drives it across. It's well blocked by Josh McCoyd and goes behind for a corner. And the shots are 14 minutes away from a precious 3 points, precious back-to-back wins, a rare clean sheet. But 14 minutes plus added time is a long time if you're an Aldershot Town supporter. Corner then will be a right-footed out swinger. In it comes, headed over the bar at the near post by Barker, Charlie Barker. It'll be a goal kick to the shots. Let's have a quick look at the other scores elsewhere in the National League. At the moment tonight, it's going as well as it possibly could for the shots. Chesterfield are 5-0 up against Torquay, and the shots 1-0 up here at Wealdstone. It's Altrincham 2, Dagenham 1, Barnet 1, Solihull Moors 0, Halifax 1, Bromley 1. Could be a key point for Bromley that if they can hang on or improve it. Gateshead 0, Dorking 0, with Wrexham 1-0 up against Yeovil. Haven't done all the mathematical connotations, but I think Dorking might be mathematically safe with 53 points by the end of the evening if they get that 0-0. Oldham 1, Southend 0, and Wrexham have doubled their lead against Yeovil. Yeovil are as good as down. Ball flicked on well by Wealdstone. Charles picks it up on the right hand side, puts his cross in, and it's absolutely awful. Such a good header into his path as well. I think it was
actually Charles that put the cross in.
It was Charles, yeah, I thought it was. He's drifted out there wide a couple of times, hasn't he now? I think, as you say, Brulo, Everton and Alarakia are in the middle now, isn't it? And
yeah, we have stayed as a 5.
Yeah, all right.
Back, but yeah, I'm very surprised. Normally if we go goal down, we change formation straight away.
So, with Wealdstone being one of only 2 fully part-time clubs in the National League, what's the training here? Is it 2 nights a week? Is it?
Yeah, so Tuesday, Thursdays, and a Zoom recovery on a Monday, which is obviously a video call.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty simple what we do. We do very similar sessions.
Minoga acrobatically clears it into touch, just away to our left, and the clock ticks on slowly. It looks like it's stopped. 78 minutes gone. Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1. Habergam goes back to Barker, and Barker may well go back again. He does to Sam Howes. You're listening to BBC Radio Surrey Sport or the BBC Sport app. Rob Worrell and Lewis Kinsella. Jordan's header goes backwards. Glover heads it clear, but only as far as Everton. Out to the left-hand side. Cross comes in from Claydon. It hits Blue Low Everton. I hate saying his name. Just going to call him Sonny from now on, okay? Yep. Like you did tell me before, to be fair, but I'm not in the habit of calling players by their first names, although I don't mind calling Justin Amaluza Justin from time to time. And who was the other one? Berkeley Adjupong, wasn't it? That was a mouthful. JBA or Jacob. What was his nickname?
It's Jay, I think.
Jay. Yeah. Right. Partington has gone 79 minutes. Well done, the skipper. I think I can remember him doing 190 minutes in the last few months, but he's okay, and I think it's precautionary. It makes a lot of sense to bring the fresh legs of Henry Ochieng on. Been much improved of late for me, Henry Ochieng. Was given the man of the match in the previous but one home game, and he'll be buzzing to come on with this challenge now of seeing this potential win out. Wealdstone 0, Shots 1. So Ochieng on for Partington in the 80th minute. Throw into the Shots. Won by Barker against Willard. He's had a quiet return to Aldershot really tonight. McCoy with a header. Jordan with a better header up towards Charles. Wealdstone have got it, but they're being well pressed and forced backwards. Here's Charles picking up the ball again. Charles and Dyer working in tandem, but Wealdstone shut off at the every attempt to get forward there. Really good play out of possession from Aldershot. And here's Barker receiving the ball with his back to the on-rushing Tommy Willard, who's still running around there. And now he's chasing Jack Cook down the right touchline. And we're into the 81st minute. Here's Tarin Alarakru, who scored a few goals himself this season, hasn't he, for Wealdstone?
Yeah, he's done well. He's done really well.
Oldham 2, Southend 0. Altrincham 2, Dagenham 2, sorry. And it's George Saunders, not in the Effiong on this occasion. Brett McGavin's got a goal back for Torquay at Chesterfield. Ball comes into the area, it's cleared away, and then Jordan with a strong header up towards Barham. He does really well, takes it on his chest and comes away with the ball. That's excellent control. Looks for Tarvin Campbell, but Campbell was just trying to get back on side. Frustration between the pair of them, but I think they both did as well as they can. Wrexham 3, Yeovil 0. It's Basingstoke 4, Aldershot Town 0 on 73 minutes. Thanks, Tim Shots. And here at Grosvenor Vale at the moment it's Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1, and we're in the 82nd minute. Here's Low Everton, Sonny, Blue Low, yeah, all the same player. And Ochieng up to the feet of Campbell. Campbell out left to Kenlock, who checks behind him before looking to play a ball over the top out to the right hand side, and Barham just looked like he was running on treacle there. He's put a lot of running in tonight, and it didn't look like he had the gears to go through there. Paul Mullin on the score sheet for Wrexham with a third goal. I didn't see who got here's Jack Cook motoring down the right hand side again to inside the penalty area, and it's a poor touch and it's cleared away by Kenlock, and the clock ticks on. We're in the 83rd minute. There's not much singing, cheering or noise from the Shots faithful over there, and that's because they support Aldershot Town and they know what this is like, and they're not so naive to be singing, you know, party songs like they've won the game, because Ferguson is coming on, the ex-Southend player, and going off is Charles, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, Ashley Charles, not Anthony, not to be confused. Back in the day, Shots player. Tommy Willard's feeling a bit of cramp, and I think Aldershot have got one more sub left, have they?
I think that's a Lewis Kinsella special cramp.
It's one of those cramps, is it?
I think it might be.
Yeah. But I think it would make a lot of sense to bring on
He is coming off.
Justin Amaluza for Willard. I don't know if it is going to be Amaluza, though. I think it might be.
No, it's not. It's 17.
It's 17. It's Jake Hutchinson who's going to come on. He did well coming on in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so against Scunthorpe on Saturday. Willard's return is over. 83 minutes gone. Interesting spell at Farnborough on loan. Smashed a hat-trick on his first game and then played 6 more games and wasn't able to add to those goals, which often when you're a striker and you grab a hat-trick, it's a sign of more goals to come, but there weren't to be. Here's Wealdstone in possession following their throw. Habergam out to Sonny.
Or Low Everton.
Yeah, when he had 3 touches, so we'll use all 3 names, and then we'll go back to Habergan and Alarakria, whose name does roll off my tongue now. It didn't the first few times I looked at it. It just looked like a whole lot of L's and A's. Right, the ball's gone all the way back to Sam Howes, and then out to Jack Cook, who's often been the free man tonight, and he's often just motored 20 yards down the right-hand side. Aldershot wise to that now, shut him down quicker. I have to say, out of possession, Aldershot are working very, very hard at the minute to really stop Wealdstone from breaking through. I think with the precious advantage of that 1-goal lead, they can sit out of possession in more of a low block, can't they, and and make it a lot harder for teams to break them down. Something Dorking have done recently to good effect. They've got a lot more clean sheets. They've always got a moment of quality from McShane or Pryor or Jimmy Mewett or Bowerman. And they've adapted, haven't they, Dorking? They've had to. I think Mark White doesn't like compromising his style, but needs must. And in doing so, they've found out how to play and get raw results and points at this level, haven't they?
Yeah, they've recruited well.
Oh, yeah, Tony Craig, quality player. And who's the other one that came in from Crawley? Forget his name just now, but George Frankham.
Yeah, they've recruited really well, and you can see why.
Free kick to Wealdstone inside their own half. It's taken slightly out of position by Sonny. Sorry to cut you off there, Kim.
Yeah, no, I think they've recruited well, players that have played higher, and they look like a group of men, and I think that's what you need to be in this league. You've got to be disciplined, work hard.
Here's Wealdstone getting away down the right-hand side. The referee's gone over. He's picked up by Ferguson. Here's Cook coming inside. Heavy touch, 1-2. Cleared away by McCoy. Almost found Campbell, but it will drift into touch. Stuart Maynard comes running off the edge of the pitch to get the ball so they can take the throw in quickly, and they shift it from the right to the left, but they're finding Aldershot hard to break through at the minute. Here's Claydon. He's going to get across in from the left-hand side. It's cleared away by Haji Minoga, falling backwards, lifts it over the roof of the stand, and the Shots have got some defending to do from this corner, and we're in the 86th minute, and I'm going to start referring to it as squeaky bum time now for the Shots. 1-0 up, precious lead given to them in the 66th minute by Tarvin Campbell's third goal on the trot. Ball's come back over the stand, but it's bouncing away near the stand here. Another one's been found, and the corner is going to come in to the far post. Ashby Hammond tries to make contact, can't. Ball ends up behind the goal. Referee, to be honest, is looking through a crowd of about 14 players, doesn't have a clue, and does the obvious thing, points for the goal kick.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a rugby tackle between both of them there. They were both at it, but not the best delivery, nice and loopy. But yeah, not the best delivery from Sunny Low Everton.
Sunny Blue Low Everton.
Everton.
By the end of the evening, Kins will have learnt the names of some of his teammates.
75, thank you all for your support at today's game. And a reminder, today's 50-50 draw is 07929.
The announcer choosing not to announce what I'm going to announce. 352 Hardy Shots fans. Well done. That's a tremendous attendance. Hutchinson battling away for the ball. Needs to be careful he doesn't give away a free kick. But Shots pressing well. And Wealdstone knocking it around. Nice 1-2s. But all around the halfway line at the minute. And eventually they go across to Jack Cook, as they've done so often all night. Obiero back to Cook. And back to Charlie Barker. I think might just try something different, lift it over the top. No, he plays it to Nathan Ferguson. Ball straight down the middle. Sharp turn from Aldershot, but he's been dispossessed. And now the counter-attack could be on for the Shots. McCoy out to the left, and he gets the pass all wrong. And Barham can't control it. It's hammered into touch by a Wealdstone player, and Shots will have a throw in around about the halfway line. 87 minutes on the clock opposite, which means we're in the 88th minute, and we're about 2.5 minutes or so away from finding out how much added time there will be. One or two people drifting away. They've seen enough. I never understand it myself, but maybe whether Wealdstone score a goal and get back for a point or not doesn't matter that much to them. Here is Aldershot bursting forward on the left side, over halfway. Finds Claydon. Claydon skips inside of Glover and finds Dyer. Dyer, a ball straight through the middle. Sonny picks it up, spreads it out to the right-hand side to Jack Cook, who again has got space, tries a ball in. Everton tries a ball over the top. It's neat and tidy and on target, but no power on it, and it's easy for Ashby Hammond to snaffle. And we move on into the 89th minute. And Aldershot are preparing, are they? No, they can't be preparing another sub, can they?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
I thought they'd made all three, no? Oh, no. So far, Hutchinson and Ochieng have come on, that's right, just the two. And one more is going to come into the fray. I can't quite see the numbers at the moment, but we'll soon confirm that. Good header one by Hutchinson, finds Tarvin Campbell. He goes back to Jordan. Jordan lifts the ball under a bit of pressure and goes down, and he's got a bit of cramp. That's unusual for Corey Jordan. I must admit, he's not one of the players that would normally cramp up, but it's the second time he's done so. And I think, as Tommy Widrington said in his pre-match, you're not going to make the players any fitter at this time of the season. But it's interesting how in recent weeks a lot more shots players have come down with cramp. And I don't know if you agree with this, Kins, but sometimes there's a mental aspect to cramp as well as physical, isn't there, when games mean a lot more?
I don't think it's cramp.
Do you not
Rob,
think?
No.
You know,
I think he's working harder. It's
Kinsella cramp.
It's Kinsella cramp, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think what it sounds like, Tommy, is a manager that is a winner.
He's got a bit of nous.
And whatever it takes to win, they will do, which you need to have. Look at Wrexham.
Yeah.
That's the level they're at. Mullen's the worst for it.
Exactly. Gyro coming on for Jack Barham, who's raced his run. He's worked tremendously hard again. And I think the board's gone up with 5 added minutes. Take a big, deep breath, Shots fans. 5 minutes of SBT to go. That's the one. Jack Cook running as the cry comes up from the stand, don't let him run.
Terry Brown.
I know it is, isn't it? I thought it was. It sounded familiar. Cross in from Ferguson. Is that a handball by Shots player? Nothing given, but the contact is given. It's a corner to Wealdstone. And a draw from here would be more respectable for Wealdstone, but it would be crushing for Shots if they concede in these final minutes. Ball's inside the penalty area. Shot comes in, half cleared. Cook's going to be the first to pick it up. Back to goal, edge of the penalty area. He's dribbling across. He's going to try and get a shot in. That's blocked by Ochieng. Really well done. Can Ochieng find a Shots player? He can. Hutchinson. Campbell starts to go through the gears. Oh, Campbell can't hold it up. Is he fouled? Yes, he is. And well done, Jake Hutchinson. He's just drawn the foul. That'll take us to the end of the first minute of a minimum of 5 to be added on. And the remaining 4 minutes are going to take about 17 in real time in our heads. Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1. Another scoreline coming in from the National League. In fact, it's not. That's me. I've got Peterborough on notifications from my sons. Accrington 1, Peterborough 2. I don't suppose anyone else is interested in that. But Peterborough is still very much in the playoff hunt at the top end of League 1.
I think maybe Gary might be interested in that one. Where Accrington near the bottom? I'm not
sure. So Peterborough, having been dealt a blow by Cambridge at the weekend, might be doing Cambridge a favour in return, and themselves, of course.
Yeah, 1 point off Cambridge are.
Yeah.
Oxford, MK Dons, Port Vale. Accrington are 23rd.
Is he enjoying himself, Gary, at Cambridge, back in the assistant manager's role the last 2 or 3 seasons?
Yeah, I spoke to him the other week, and he said that they lost a couple of players through injury, lots of senior players, but he said that the manager is very, very good. Is it Mark Bonner?
Yeah.
Who's very, very good, and he's enjoying working with him, and he's enjoying going to grounds like Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich, all the big clubs, but also being part of a team that's overachieving really in Cambridge. They did well last year.
And for Peterborough, it might be just as well they're heading for a win at Accrington, because I believe their next game is against Ipswich, but they are apparently Ipswich's bogey team. Anyway, enough talk about League 1. Here in the National League, Wealdstone 0, Shots 1, and what that has done is it's used up a valuable few seconds, and Aldershot are now 2.5 minutes into a minimum of 5 to be added on. Good scurrying over to the far side and a foot in from Gyro there, who's come into this Shots team from Scunthorpe. Hasn't had too much pitch time at the moment, but here's Jack Cook receiving the ball. He's been dispossessed by Tarvin Campbell. He's running into the penalty area. He's holding the ball up now, determined to keep hold of it. He's just lost it and then goes into ground. The ball breaks loose to, can't even see who it is for Aldershot, but it's Rowe again, I think, has come over, and now Wealdstone have got it. Ball through the middle. It should have enough to go through. Ashby Hammond with a good clearance, good length on it. Should find touch. And Cook will start play again with a throw in the right back position. Goes back further to Barker, and Barker goes back to Sam Howes. Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1. You don't need me to tell your listeners just how precious a win this could be for the Shots if they can get it. They're a couple of minutes away. There's a towering header from Tyler Cordner. Dyer takes it down on his chest and Campbell almost dispossesses him. Cook back to Dyer. Dyer tries a ball through the middle. That's cut out by Cordner. Header down, and then a huge clearance from Miles Kenlock, and it's bouncing around. Jake Hutchinson battling away with it with Barker, who's just got too much positional sense, and now he gets it under control and feeds Habergan. Habergan feeds Tarin Alarakria. Alarakria tries a ball through the middle to Claydon. He should be able to get across in here, but he loses composure and blazes it over the top. Low and hard across the goal, Claydon, is all you have to do there. But to the relief of Aldershot Town, he blazes his cross over the bar, and I can only think as he holds his shirt over his face, it's just fatigue and tired legs, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it took a bobble. To be fair to him, I think it's hard on this pitch with it being so bobbly. But yeah, I don't think it's a quality issue. I think it's more of a pitch issue.
It has ended Chesterfield 5, Torquay United 1. Andrew Dallas, we salute you. And here at Grosvenor Vale, it's ended Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1, and Aldershot have taken a huge step towards safety here tonight. A rare clean sheet. A goal from Tarvin Campbell on 66 minutes in an otherwise unspectacular game. Here with his final summing up is Lewis Kinsella. To include, please, your Aldershot Town man of the match, Kins.
Yeah, an excellent win for Aldershot. Not a great performance from Wealdstone, but the man of the match for me was Tavon Campbell. I thought he was excellent. He was a handful all game, and that's why he's paid the money he is, because he scores goals, and he scored a brilliant and a massive goal for Aldershot Town Football Club. Excellent
stuff. Kins, it's great to see you. I wish the circumstances were better. I wish you well for the rest of the season and for next season, wherever you end up, and do come back and join us whenever you can at the EBB.
Definitely. Thank you, Rob. See you
Cheers,
later.
Kins. All the best, mate. Thank you. Listeners, I'm going to wrap up quickly. I want to get equipment away, get over to the far side, get some post-match reaction for you. Thank you to our studio this evening. Sophia will very kindly try and get out some post-match reaction for you on Twitter. Not too long after we've got it. And Sophia, yes, I will drop you a couple of lines as always for the breakfast bulletin. That's it from Grosvenor Vale. It's good news for the Shots. They're not quite safe yet, but they've taken a huge stride toward it. All 3 points on the road for the Shots, and to boot, a win for Chesterfield against Torquay. Have a look at the table. It looks a lot better. They're not quite there yet, but they're a whole lot closer. We'll speak to you again from York's new ground, of which I can't even think what it's called, on Saturday. York against Aldershot. Speak to you then. Final score, Wealdstone 0, Aldershot Town 1. And in the words of Ross McNeely, yes!